Hello, World of Tank Blitzers, it's Littlefinger, and I've got a full tank review for you today on the Rudy T34-85. It's a Soviet Tier 7 medium tank. It is also a premium tank currently for sale in the store as part of the Black Friday Savings 2018. 200 alpha on the shot, but look at that. What a nice little roll that is right there. It has the movement and mobility. It's a really, really fun tank. A super accurate gun. Penetration's not the greatest. We'll show you that here. When you face some of the upper tiers, tier 8, you are going to struggle a little bit with your pen. But where it lacks in penetration, it makes up for it in mobility. It's also got a really nice turret. You are going to get some good bounces actually if you can get that sloped armor, or even if you can get people to shoot the front of the turret here. And you can see with this coming up on this SU, we go ahead and take a shot on him. Look at that bounce, 640. Yes, the Lova gets us, and all that red. Yeah, look at that. We got to switch over to APCR. Another nice thing, APCR is your premium ammunition. None of that heat stuff. So anyway, let's break it down. Let's talk about this tank, and I'll show you how I play it. Alright guys, so here's the Rudy in the garage. Just want to point this out. Top right corner, green shopping cart button brings you to the store, and you can see what is on sale right now. T34 hull down tank, AMX CDC, another really lightly armored fast tank. It's a lot of fun to play. The IS-2SH, if you like to side scrape, this is the tank for you. If you like a medium play style, a little bit more chaos involved, a lot of running around, getting in the fight, T34-85, which we're going to talk about today, VK-4503, just an all-around decent heavy tank. Not a lot of positive to say about it, not a lot of negative either. And then the STRV, not a big fan of that. The gun depression on that thing is horrible. But anyway, 3,250 gold is a steal. If you had any low-tier premium tanks after this great nerfing of 5.5, then you should have 3,000 gold that you can get this little number for. So, real quick, ammunition. I'm running 35 rounds of AP, 18 APCR, and just 3 HE. Maybe could bump that up a little bit for some of those lightly armored TDs. But make sure you're buying your premium ammunition there with credits. As far as equipment goes, we are going to struggle a little bit with this tank with the penetration. So I am running the calibrated shells there. This gets our APCR up to just over 200, and you're going to run into some tanks that have that at tier 8 from the front anyway. So you got to use your mobility. Running improved modules, running improved optics, running enhanced gun lane drive to get that aim time down. Could see an argument for supercharged, but to me, I'm more in the middle of the map. I'm up front in their faces. I don't need to worry about that so much. Enhanced armor, 4%. We do, like I said, we do have nice, decent hull armor from the front. I don't think that 70 hit points is really going to make much of a difference, which is why I run the enhanced armor. And then run engine accelerator. Could certainly see an argument here if you want to drop down on this third level for your vertical stabilizer, or the refined gun, which gets your dispersion under 0.3, which is really, really good. One thing I wanted to point out real quick on the characteristics is the maneuverability here. Just scrolling down real quick, we'll talk about this when I look at the tank compare, but from the front, 75 millimeters of armor sloped. The turret, 90 millimeters. So certainly want to make sure you're using your armor, because on the sides it's not nearly as much. But what I want to talk about real quick is 54 kilometers your top speed, traverse 66 degrees per second, turret traverse 55. So this tank really maneuvers well, and you've got to use that to your advantage in game. Alright guys, here is blitzstars.com, and I've pulled up some of the comparable non-premium tier 7 medium tanks, and also threw in the Dracula, which obviously is a premium. And I think using the next minute or so is where the real sell of spending 3,250 gold for this tank is. As we scroll through here, just look how much red there is to the right. That means our Rudy is better in all of these categories than the other tanks. So at DPM, only the Comet out DPMs us. We've got decent penetration, 144. It's not that much different than the rest of the mediums. And you can make up for that with the mobility. We're doing 200 per shot. Also very good. As we scroll down, aim time, 2.08 is pretty much in line with the rest of these tanks. But our dispersion, meaning how accurate we're going to be, 0.326. You know, that is the best outside of the Comet. We've got -8 degrees of gun depression. For a Soviet tank, that is awesome. We've got 54 kilometers per hour. We're almost the fastest outside of Dracula and the VK3002D. You know, we've got some really good soft stats. And finally, you know, like I said, this is like playing a T43. But look at that credit coefficient, 150%. This thing's going to make you money. So why not drop a little bit of gold to play a tank that's fun and makes money? So with that being said, let's drop into some gameplay, and I'll show you how I like to play it. All right, guys, first game, Naval Frontier, Supremacy, and you can see I'm bottom tier. And I think this is this game is, I'm going to die early in this game. Kind of get caught in the middle, which can happen. I like to go into B here and get an early spot. But what I wanted to point out with this game is just how accurate and quickly you can aim and shoot this tank. So we get 2 spots there. First one into that T34-100. We are spotted, so we're not going to pull forward. And we've noticed now that there are a couple guys here at C. Now look at this. Right up there. Look at that shot. You know, hardly any aiming whatsoever. And here's another one into the CDC. So right there you can see just the accuracy on this gun. And, you know, I mean, I can't speak enough about how much I really like this gun. So I want to make sure that CDC doesn't get away, but he's taken out. And that kind of leads me here into a position where I am on a Tiger too. So you can see here, you're going to need to drive this with your ammo bar out. Believe me, you're going to have to switch over to APCR. But I wouldn't worry about it too much because you will make credits. And so you can see I'm at 787 here, and we've got a full health Dragon coming around here. I'm a tier 7 light tank. But you can see I'm going to go one-on-one. He's got 1,150 hit points here. He's going to run into me, which probably wasn't the smartest move. And we are going to get him down to 1 shot. Unfortunately, his shot gets my ammo rack, slow reloading, and I get hit from behind. Otherwise, I would have finished him off on a one-on-one battle, going in already 400 hit points down. Gonna go ahead and fast forward the game. We do go on to win this game. I don't know how. Probably a good time for me to vent a little bit. In the 10 or so games that I played yesterday to get footage for this review, there was only a handful of games in which one team or the other did not have a 0 on it. It was quite frustrating, and I don't know if that is a result of having all of these tanks on sale and people just playing out of their comfort zone, or if it has to do with the 5.5 update. Now everybody, I mean, look at these guys. They can't even pen. It's just 2 HE shots and finish them off. But anyway, yeah, so that's my chance to vent real quick. But look at this, 40,000 credits on dying, doing 1,700 damage, and shot 1 or 2 rounds of APCR there. So that's another reason I do like it. It will make money. All right, here's second game. Also bottom tier again, Oasis Palms, Supremacy game. Got a Dracula and AMX here, so I'm going to go ahead and push towards C. Dracula's not moving. Eventually he heads off towards B. So I'm going to go ahead and use these rocks. Always like to make sure I have a place where I can get cover. I get spotted there, so I'm pulling back down, trying to find out where that AMX went. He went all the way around. So basically I'm just going to wait for him to get his shots in and get the distraction going, get their focus on him, and that allows me to get my shots in. And look at this, we're uphill, that -8 degrees of gun depression, we get that one in there. See, I've got a tank headed towards me, so I'm going to try to avoid him, at least from the ramming perspective. And look at that, nice 250 damage for hitting 3 in a row. Unfortunately missed that shot, not sure how, but he is taken out. Now again, we're finding ourselves back on a hill, and yet that -8 degrees of gun depression, we've still got shots. But now watch this, this is 380. We're certainly going to lose accuracy at a distance that far. We're also going to lose our ability to pen over distance. So as far as a sniping tank goes, this might not be, at least the way I have it set up, the best of tanks. Obviously the side of a lightly armored TD is fine. But anyway, that gives you an idea of what it's like for long distance shooting. So cleaned up on the medium side of the map, and now it's just a matter of getting in shots to farm some damage, as we're up by 3 tanks already. So no problems on the side of an IS. You can see the lava coming in here. It's going to be all red. We can get the APCR through the side, no problems. That's what I'm saying. You've really got to make sure you're using your mobility as much as possible. Nice aimed shot here at the top of the turret. Gets our damage up to 1700. Now we've got a Gravedigger, and we all know what the Gravedigger's armor's like. I'm not penning this guy. Look at this, AP, not penning him anywhere but that lower plate. But I'm going to make sure it goes in with APCR. I'm just not too worried about credits, as maybe some of you might be that might not be on premium time. But again, you know, 65,000 credits there for a 2K damage, where we were bottom tier and did top damage. So that's what I like about this fast firing guns, doing 200 damage. Here we are, guys, on Falls Creek, and technically this is a bottom tier game, even though there's only one tier 8 out there on each team. But anyway, one of the things, you know, that I'm talking about with this tank and its mobility can get you into trouble sometimes. I'm not going to lie about that. You can push quickly into places, and you can see here we are going to push right on up, hoping to get some spots in. There's a little bit of that Russian bias with a bounce to our rear. Comet, maybe not the right choice of places to be, but now we have the Rudy and the Comet kind of pinned down, both low health, and you know, we're ready for these guys. Gonna trade a couple shots, but overall, we managed to do enough damage here to make it difficult for their 2 mediums. Plus, I'm probably proximity spotting at least that the lupus that right there above me. I mean, I'm kind of surprised no one jumped down. I would have welcomed that just because of my maneuverability. I feel that you know, I can make it difficult for some of the slower turreted tanks to get their shots in. Was willing to trade a shot there just to make sure I finished him off. But I felt like pulling them into the middle there would have helped our heavies. But now we've got them down 3 tanks to 2. I mean, we're down 1, they're down 3. And so I'm going to focus in on the lowest health tank here, the Tiger. Knowing that I'm going to take a shot from that WZ. And look at that red. But we can switch over to APCR and we can still penetrate the front. So you know, it's not all a lost cause. We get 2 shots in there. And then he finishes this off. But by now, we're up 3 tanks. And our guys do go ahead and finish this off relatively quickly. The VK100 OP here. 101 goes ahead and realizes that he's got a guy behind him. So down he goes. Nice big gun. Moving and shooting here. Hardly even aiming. Look at that. But yeah, so, you know, you really have to be cognizant of that mini-map and the team chemistry, where you think they're going, in order to make your decision of where you should go. Don't get caught out as far as like a medium like that Comet did out in the middle. And you can see there, 1850 damage, 40,000 credits. So now let's switch it up to top tier on mines. And, you know, just talk about this tank in general, what it has going for it. I mean, look at this mobility. 50 plus kilometers per hour, nice gun depression, and it's just got such an accurate gun. You can just peek over, shoot, and then, you know, back down to safety. This SU has pushed around the side here, and so we're going to make his life a little bit more difficult by taking some of his hit points away. KV's pushed up, and yeah, we finished off the Panther there. And nice turret armor. We're going to bounce one. And you can see just, I mean, that's not even aiming. That's just peeking over the top. We're driving slowly. And just poking shots in there. And that's what this tank does. And I don't know. I mean, it obviously plays to everyone's got different play style. I prefer faster moving tanks. Look at that. We take a big shot from that KV2, and you know what? I'm not going to back down from him. I'm going to use my speed, and I'm going to make it really difficult for him to get that turret around. And luckily the rest of the team comes to save me. Meanwhile, base cap's going up, so sure, why not? Let's just get in there and take care of that problem. No point going around. We know they've got some TDs. That's, you know, what this tank does. I mean, I've already been to the middle of the map. I've already been to the cap circle. Now I'm going back to the lighthouse. And that's kind of why I like light, medium tanks with good mobility like this. Quick aim, nice damage, and good credit coefficient. So, to me, just an all-around decent tank. And it's probably in my top 10 as far as tanks that I have played the number of battles in. I'm not exactly sure where it stands. Maybe 400 and something battles in it. And I'm just over 60% win rate. So, I mean, it's not exactly a tank you're going to dominate in. But I like it from the sense that, you know, you're going to do decent damage. I think I'm averaging like 1,500 damage in it. So, you know, again, that's not super great for the tier. I mean, anything 200 times the tier is about average. But it's just a fun tank. I can't really say it enough. So here we are, 4-on-2. They're both over at the lighthouse. I'm really a one-shot to either one of these two guys, so got to play it safe. SU-152 is going for the T34-85. We track him in place. don't think he even shot. Just trying to get one last shot in on this guy here. Come around from the rocks, please. Ah, we just miss. Just under 5-second reload. I mean, it was great. There we go. Backed up enough just for us to get that shot in. So look at that. 3404 in damage. That was good for 68,000 credits. It's a level 1. Really difficult tank to master, that's for sure. Alright guys, last game on Himmelsdorf as top tier in supremacy. And just looking around, I think I would like to go to A, but I'm not going alone. And I see that M4 there looks like he's going towards the middle. So decide to abort that idea. And then he turns around and heads over to A. So anyway, now I'm committed to D. Go ahead and help out on the cap. And luckily nobody goes over to A. They've already taken B, and so I'm just going to cut through the middle here using my speed, get into a nice hold down spot here and take B away from them. Meanwhile, our heavies do a pretty good job of holding them. They're all down there. And you can see here, we'll go ahead and cap B. That poor little Matilda B, P. Poor guy. Not even aiming anywhere close. But yeah, he gets finished off. And there's the 2 SUs. So let's use our speed some more and go ahead and circle around them. Sure enough, they look like they're pushing forward. You can see I did take my time to make sure that they were pushing forward. I don't think I would have gone at both of them had they stayed there. Might have tried to engage one of them and get them to turn around. Take a quick look down there. Really should have gone for that KV2 first, but luckily he doesn't move and I can take him out. I'm going to turn my tank sideways here, so I'm lowering, basically side scraping here, and you can see it gives me a bounce. That VK or somebody, 2801 must have been down there and seen me. But basically making a smaller target for that SU that I saw turning in that T25, and really the SU got spotted. But look at the shot. I mean, just over the top of that. I mean, that's not fair. It's really not. And so our team, we're down a tank, and we've got that T14 on life support. They've got a VK on life support also, and I'm going to go ahead here, seeing that, get him to a one-shot, and then move on into the T25. And our M4 does go ahead and take care of the SU, so go ahead and just use my speed to take care of that. And look at this, on the move, reloading. And guys, I'm on an iPad. I don't have auto aim on the PC or anything. Look at this. I mean, poor guy. It's just not fair. VK's still here, so we'll go ahead and move in on him. And we'll flub that shot. But anyway, we'll go ahead and finish him off the next time around. And oh, poor SU comes in, and yeah, I think he must hit the side of the turret there. Or he got the track, I guess. But anyway, yeah, it's just a fun tank. I mean, it moves so well. It's so mobile. And you get so many shots to go in because of having such a great aim and a fast reload under 5 seconds. I mean, you know, what's not to like about a tank like that? And that's why I would say, of all the tanks on Black Friday that are for sale that I pointed out at the beginning of the video, this is my favorite tank. I just like the playstyle. You know, there's some good heavies there. If you like a slower, more the IS-2SH, it's a great tank, especially if you like to side scrape. But to me, this is where the action is. You're going to be in the battles. You're gonna be shooting a lot, and that's what I like. So, hey, if you get the chance, go out and pick one up. I don't think you'll regret it. And as always, guys, hope you learned a few things. Have fun out there. Remember, this is just a game. Don't get too upset like I do sometimes about all these zeros. But hopefully you can pick your game up and get those stats going up and start making some credits. That's what it's all about, right, guys? Anyway, have fun. Littlefinger out.